Yes. All right, it is Warrior Mindset Wednesday. That's what we're calling it, Warrior Mindset Wednesday. Listen, if you want to be, we got to turn this up one more second. Come on, let's see who's waking up. A little Rage Against the Machine. Yes, I know it's early. It's 8 o'clock. It's time to wake up. It's time to get that warrior mindset. Warrior mindset. Now, why do you need a warrior mindset when it comes to losing weight? Because it is a war, especially when you get older. It's a war. Let's just get angry. Let's get in that warrior mindset before we get into it. Yeah. Oh, back in the raging days, right? Back in the mosh pit. It's like a mosh pit, right? Isn't like weight loss when you're getting over your 40s? Don't you feel like you're in like a mosh pit? Not like a slosh pit, like a mosh pit, right? You feel like you're getting thrown around. I don't know if you've ever been in a mosh pit before. I had a friend in college, and he played like sort of like classic rock music, and I'll never forget. He was in a battle of the bands. This was way back in like the early, like 91, I think it was. And I'll never forget, we went, and this was in Vermont, and we went up to Montreal for a battle of the bands. And man, I'd never been in a mosh pit before. And we went, and it was all these hardcore, like Rage Against the Machine, these hardcore groups that played in this band. And he had this kind of like classic rock, and he of course did not win, but he played awesome. He was really, really good. But anyway, we got in the mosh pit, and I remember one of my guys' faces got all bloody, or his lip got bloody or something, because he was just banged around. And isn't that what it feels like? Like when we get older, do you feel like you're getting banged around trying to lose weight? Well, here's the reason why. Sometimes it takes developing a bit of thick skin, right? Thick skin. And how do you do that? Or instead of thick skin, like to build thick skin, you got to build this warrior mindset. You see, if you just think you can kind of try to lose weight and maybe go to the gym and maybe exercise a little bit, maybe watch what you eat, maybe try a little bit harder and be passive, be relaxed, be kind of casual about it, and you've been trying and you haven't really had that warrior mindset. I want to get you in that warrior mindset. Oh, all right, here we go. Here's Beck. This is just on my music here. See, you don't want to be a loser, right? No, I'm not calling you a loser. I'm just saying you got to think, instead of like the loser mindset, like, oh, like I feel like such a loser. I haven't been able to, like Beck. Loser, baby. Remember the song? All right, we're not going to go there because I don't know if I like the lyrics in the song. But does it feel like you're a loser when it comes to weight loss? It's because maybe you need that warrior mindset. Now, I wrote down a few things. I was looking up like warrior. What truly is a warrior? In my eyes, what a warrior is. I'll just hold on to it. I got one hand on here and one hand and what I wrote down. I took some notes. So a warrior, truly, like, I'm not just talking about physical, being like physically strong. Yes, that's obviously part of it, right? Physical resiliency, being physically strong. You think of like the warrior, like a ninja warrior, a ninja, that sort of stuff. So a warrior is someone who, like, if you look at it as far as that goes, a warrior is someone who strives, I wrote this down, strives to be the best they can be at all things, right? Living life to the fullest, living truly life to the fullest, not mediocre, not ho-hum, yeah, sorta, kinda, okay feeling, not mediocre. It's boring. Mediocre is boring. And I'm not just talking about physical, becoming a physical warrior. I'm talking about physically, as well as psychologically, as well as mentally, as well as spiritually, and having the discipline. Now, of course, like, discipline, that's the big thing we talk about, discipline. Well, if you go into it with a warrior mindset, here's why I'm talking about this on Warrior Wednesday. This is Wednesday's Warrior Wednesday mindset. It's because what happens on Wednesday? It's the turning point where you're looking towards the weekend. You forgot about all those great things you did on Monday, the meal prep, the exercise, being cautious of all the snacks, not dipping into the freezer for ice cream, not, downing, glasses of wine early in the week, but you're like, oh, the weekend's coming. Trust me, I know this. I've dealt with this hundreds of times. hundreds and hundreds of times. In fact, I get and struggle with that as well sometimes. But when you go into it with a warrior mindset, like you're going into war, like you know the enemy is going to attack. It's either going to attack you physically, maybe you'll get some aches and pains, and maybe you'll get an injury. It's going to attack you psychologically, something's going to mess up. Maybe it's a relationship or even mentally. Maybe it's your job, it's stressing you out, this world, the politics, COVID, corona, lockdown, mask wearing, whatever it is. Maybe you're being attacked at all ends, right? Well, just if you were to go into it, think about this. Why don't you welcome them? Say, you know what? Freaking bring it, because I'm going to go into it like a warrior. And what does a warrior do? They're prepared for war. A warrior is prepared for war, not just physically, at least what I'm thinking about, but physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, whatever you want to talk on all spectrums, right? You can get all as strong as you want, and you can get all as fit as you want, but if you're all jacked up in the head, you're not going to be resilient to face war. And that's what it's like. When we get older, it's like a dang war. I've had people like, Mark, I get in shape, I lose weight, and then I get an injury. Or, hey, I get in shape, I'm in routine, and then dang. And then my routine completely changes because now my kids are home from school. And then, Mark, I have a little success. I start to exercise. I go to the gym with my friend, and then my friend bails on me, and there's my accountability. Gone. And then it's like, and then you feel sorry for yourself, and then you start going down the wrong path. And you know why? It's because you didn't build the warrior mindset. You got to build the warrior. Now, Wednesday. Why Wednesday? Because you're over the hump. Because now it's thinking about the weekend and living for the weekend. And hey, I ate a couple salads early in the week. And you know what? There's football season if you're watching football anyway. And there's this and that. And the weather's changing. It's getting nicer. And maybe there's a little bit of life coming back. And now it's just all these excuses. And guess what's rolling around? The holidays. Well, you don't have a warrior mindset for the holidays. You're that type of person that's just going to wait for the new year. You're just going to be like, I'll just wait for another New Year's resolution and another New Year's resolution. And you're looking at your body and you're saying, well, it didn't work last year, but maybe I'll try this year. It didn't work 2 years ago, but maybe I'll try this year. It didn't work 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So listen, here, what else does it take as far as in a war? There's some other things that are helpful. To have honor and to have courage and to have integrity, to have heart and to have respect and to have compassion. And maybe those are all things you need. You're like, oh, well, yeah, I want to do that for other people. No. How many times did I say that? How about honoring yourself and being courageous for yourself and having integrity for yourself and having a heart and loving yourself and respecting yourself and having compassion and forgiveness for yourself. Those are all things that are going to be what it takes to have that warrior mindset. So what do you need, or why do you need the warrior mindset? So you can survive. So you can not just survive, but you can actually thrive. You see, if you want to survive, you can probably live a mediocre life and maybe do a little bit here and there and so. But do you want to really live the next 30 years being mediocre? I don't think life was meant to live mediocre. Now, if you're happy and you're content and you're where you want to be, and even if you're overweight and you're fine, that's fine. This message isn't for you. But if you're leaving a lot on the table, if you're kind of being a wuss, there's no other sense. It's kind of funny. I kind of hated it so much because it was so bad, but it was so good. Was Cobra Kai. I don't know if you watched that on Netflix before or not, but if you haven't, it's like the old characters like Johnny and what was the guy's name? I forget. Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name now. But the Karate Kid guy. But anyway, they're like older now, and he talks about, now he uses the P word, and I'm gonna use the W word, wuss. Like, stop being a wuss. And it's time maybe to become a warrior, get in that warrior mindset. Now listen, I'm gonna engage you with a warrior mindset from a piece of scripture that I love. Now, it doesn't matter if your faith is strong. It doesn't matter if you have faith. I wanted to share this with you. If you do have faith, I want this to lean in. And let me take off Alice in Chains. Oh my gosh, we have Alice in Chains. Yeah, all right, there we go. Let's do this. All right, enough of the rock. I don't know, I got fired up. There's some caffeine in my bones. I'm feeling like a warrior today. I'm ready. Here we go. Ephesians 6, 10 through 18, 17. I wrote it down. Let's see here. Finally, Ephesians, Paul, love Paul. Okay, Paul to the Ephesians. Finally, be strong in the Lord, in the strength of his might. his might. Now, look, if you're having a hard time with all the courage and the strength, if you're fearful and you know what to do, and you're Christian, here you go. Here you go. This one right here is powerful. Finally, finally, please, will you already? Be strong in the Lord in the strength of his might, not your might, his might. Put on the whole armor of God. Like, put on that bulletproof vest. Put on that whole armor. Become a warrior. You might need to be a warrior to take back your health, to get that weight off and start living the life you're meant to deserve, right? That you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. Well, you don't think the world right now has got some devil things going on in it? Psh, I don't know if you've been hiding under a rock or not. I don't even watch any of the news. We don't even have cable, and I still know that there's a lot of junk going on in this world. You can't help but it be around you. I want to get it off like the cooties, like the cheese touch. You want to kick it off your body, right? You want to what is it? A mosh pit. You want to mosh pit and slam that evilness out of the way, right? Okay, maybe I'm getting off track here. So listen, we're going to keep going. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over the present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God. You know what? I have a hard time, and I fall victim to it. I become the victim myself. Is I read these scriptures, but I don't let it land on me. I don't pull it in. A lot of times we're just we'll just pray. Christians, I'm talking now. If you're not Christian, this may be a little beyond your scope, but Christians, hear me out. Oh, you know the scripture. We know it. We can quote the verse and we can write it up on our post and that, but do you freaking believe it? Are you actually putting the armor of God on your body and living your life and doing what you need and listening to him as he puts you in the path to your best? He doesn't want you to be mediocre. Life's too dang short to be mediocre. He has work for you to do. Faith, think about it. You might have all the faith in the world, but if you're not, and I'm not saying you got to come on here and yell at the top of your lungs like I am about it. Maybe that's not what you're called to do. But I know as far as being a coach, an online coach, I got the best coach telling me, Mark, if you have an opportunity to share what I have, share that good news with other people, what I've done in your life, share it with others. Well, I know there's going to be evil. I know the devil's going to try to take me out. But you know what? I got that breastplate. I'm putting on the full armor. I believe in it. I don't just read the scripture. I actually believe what's in it's true. And I'll tell you what, you want to have a warrior mindset about your life. Now, look, there's a lot of things. Business, and I'm not talking about your business. I'm not talking about your relationships. Maybe your relationship with yourself is lacking because you're the warrior for everybody else in your world. You're the warrior for your family, and you're the warrior for your business and your job. Maybe you run a business. Maybe you're a great employee and you give everything you got to all those things. But guess what? You're a wuss when it comes to being a warrior for yourself and for your health. Maybe you need to stop being a wuss and you need to start being more like a warrior. Get that warrior mindset. Start listening to the scripture that says, be strong in the Lord in the strength of his might. Put on the full armor of God that you may be able to stand. He's not telling you to sit down. He's telling you to stand up against the schemes of the devil. He's not telling you to be passive. He's telling you to actually step up. Step up and be a warrior, like we talked about. Have that strength physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. Have that kind of strength. That's what I want to arm you with it today. God's given me this word, and he said, Mark, Ephesians. He was like, Ephesians 6:10. Ephesians, I don't even know what it even goes to, 10 to 18. I didn't even get through it all because I'm so fired up right now, and I hope you are too. No, I didn't drink a whole bunch of extra caffeine. I had my normal cup. But I'll tell you what, maybe you need to get lit up. Maybe you need to stand up. Maybe you need to start thinking like a freaking warrior. The world is all jacked up right now, right? The reality is the world's all jacked up right now. I don't know. Like I said, if you're living under a rock, and I kind of feel like I'm not around a lot of people, right? But I sure as heck am not going to be taken down by the devil because I got the armor, not just my armor, the armor of God. I'm not just physically strong, but I'm spiritually strong. And I'm going to call you Christians out. If you're being soft, if you're being wusses, if you're not actually standing up for yourself, for your family, and for your neighbors, and for the ones you love, it's time to get strong. It's time to have that warrior mindset. If you're out of shape and unhealthy, you owe it to yourself to become like a warrior. Physically too, not just spiritually. That's good. Not just emotionally. That's awesome. not just mentally. Yes, you want to have the mindset, right? And hopefully this maybe dug in a little bit. Maybe it's sink my claws into you. Maybe you're getting beat up by me. We're in the mosh pit together and I'm slamming into you, right? I'm saying, wake up, let's go, let's do this. Warrior time. Now, if you're with me right now, if you want that warrior mindset, I want you to let me know. I want a warrior mindset. I want to have that warrior attitude going into it. I want to actually freaking get the weight that's been sitting on my body. I want to get out of being out of shape. I don't want to feel like I'm 57 and I'm only 47, right? Please, if you hear me, if you're catching this now live, hit me up. I want some fire emojis. I don't know what you can do. Heart emojis, share it with a friend, kick somebody's butt, please. The only way you're going to kick butt is if you actually have that warrior attitude. This is Warrior Wednesday. I hope it helps. Let me know. Send me a private message. Unless you're bold enough, go down there and say, I want to be a warrior today. I don't care how much you need to lose. I don't care how bad out of shape. The past is in the past. It's behind you. It's time to get some people beside you that can help boost you up, encourage you, take you on this path. And you know who the number one person? Not me. I can help, obviously. That's what I do for a living. But look up. Look up. He's going to be the one that's going to give you that full armor. And you know what? He's going to also provide people like me who are not just talking and just reading and just, saying, yeah, mediocre. No, it isn't about mediocre. It's about living a full, healthy life. Do it. Warrior Mindset Wednesdays. Take care. I love you. God bless.